Today, I'm going to show you how you can take a plastic dollar store pumpkin and transform it into high-end decor using one of these 5 DIY looks. So let's get our DIY on. Fall is right around the corner, and nothing screams fall quite like a ton of pumpkins. So today, I'm going to show you how you can take the humble plastic dollar store pumpkin and transform it into home decor that I'm pretty sure you're going to love.
Okay, you know those cookie recipes that you can make where you make one batter and it turns into like a bunch of different cookies? Well, that's what we're doing today, only with pumpkins. Pumpkins you see me using here are from Dollarama. I had to use those ones to make sure that the DIY happened on time, but I would recommend that you get ones from Dollar Tree at $1.25. You just can't beat that price. Pop off the stems. Next, you're going to want to spray each of these pumpkins with some Rust-Oleum flat white spray paint. You're just going to give them a quick coat to cover. You don't need to be too perfect about this because, as you see later, we're going to apply some other painting techniques to make these look like high-end home decor. Okay, for our first DIY, we're going to start with the simplest. Now, this is our basic. In a minute, right after this, I'm going to show you how you can give this look a twist and make it that much more special. But you're going to want to start with just some Rust-Oleum Stone spray paint. I went with the lighter color. There is a darker gray color, but personally, I find that this just gives it subtle sparkle. Now, to get this to adhere properly to your pumpkin, you're going to want to give it short spurts. Let it dry, come back in, and give it a few more short spurts. If you try to layer this on too quickly, it just gets messy. And here's the finished look. Tell me what you think. Okay, and now for the twist. You're going to want to grab one of those white pumpkins and any color chalk paint that you like. I went for teal here because if you've been watching me for any length of time, you know I'm a sucker for teal. But really, you can do this any color. I've done it black, green, even just using a bit of the orange underneath, whatever, it works. So you're just going to want to take a nice big thick paintbrush and give the white pumpkin a nice coat of paint and then let it completely or mostly dry. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay, just like with the first DIY pumpkins, we're going to go back to that stone paint. Again, I went with the lighter colored one, but it's totally up to you. And then using those short bursts of spray paint, letting that dry, and then layering again with another layer of short bursts of spray paint. Doing that, honestly, like 3-4 times. Focus the majority of the spray to the top 2/3 of the pumpkin. And there you have it. I am absolutely in love with this look. I can totally see it down the middle of a dining room tablescape for fall, but let me know what you think. Okay, for our next pumpkin DIY, we're going to make ourselves an oxidized copper pumpkin. You're going to want to start with a can of Rust-Oleum Antique Copper spray paint and one of those white pumpkins, and then you're just going to want to give that pumpkin a good spray. Again, you don't need to be perfect with this. You just want to get it covered. step is optional. I had a can of hammered copper spray paint on hand and I sprayed a bit of it to the top part of the pumpkin just to give it a little bit of added texture. Now, technically you could spray the whole pumpkin with just the copper spray paint, but it costs more and I'm cheap. If you can, it's worth it because it definitely adds that little bit of je ne sais quoi. Once the copper spray paint is dry, you can start adding that oxidized look. I created fall art using the same painting technique. I'll just link it here above. So I went with folk art in Seaside Villa. It's a nice light color. Then I went in with Art Minds Succulent. I love this color and it really adds that oxidized look. And then some Art Minds Antique Aqua. Now I'm going to open this up and show you. At the top of the paint, it's separated a bit and there's that dark color, the aqua. You want that. I'll show you in a minute why you want that, but trust me, that is not a bad thing to have. Okay, and then grabbing a few stenciling brushes, you're going to want to work in with all of the colors, creating an oxidized look. Now really there's no right or wrong way to do this. It really just depends on what you think looks good. Now you can see here I'm grabbing some of that separated pigment and adding it, and you can see that it just gives this delightful texture and vibrant color that works really well in the overall look. As you're adding that different pigment with the stenciling brushes, go in with a dry, thicker brush and just really blend in those colors. That is what is going to make this whole overall look come together. You want to blend as much as possible, working those colors in wherever needed. If you find that you've added a little bit too much pigment, too much color, and you're not happy with it, then just go in with a little bit of Art Minds Copper chalk paint and fix that up. If you don't have the Art Minds Copper chalk paint, that's fine as well. Just grab yourself a nice wet cloth and wet distress that, rub it away because it's chalk paint, and then you can go in with the stenciling brushes and really fix that. And here's the finished look. Okay, let's continue with the metallic theme. I thought we could make ourselves some tarnished silver pumpkins by using some Rust-Oleum silver spray paint and then giving one of those white pumpkins a really nice coat of the spray paint. Okay, this next step is totally optional, but I happen to have a metal pumpkin leaf on hand, and so I just gave that a quick coat of spray paint as well. Okay, stick with me here. Once the pumpkin is dry and you've brought it back into your craft room, you're going to want to grab some makeup sponges. Yes, I said makeup sponges. Tell me, who else has these little DIY beauties in their craft room as well? To create the tarnished look, you're going to need some chalk paint. I have Art Minds in Trellis Gray. This color is perfect for this. Onyx, you're going to need a little bit of black, so any black chalk paint will do. Then I used Art Minds Classic Gold. Art Minds Pearl. This added that nice subtle silvery touch at the end without it being too much. And then some antiquing wax, which will really give us that tarnished look that we're going for. This is where you're going to see why those makeup sponges really come in handy. So I found it easy just to grab some wax paper and put a little bit of each of the paint colors onto that, and then using the makeup sponges, working back and forth, just really blending in those colors and then applying it onto the pumpkin. Now, much like with the copper pumpkin, there really is no right or wrong way to do this. It really just depends on what you think looks good to you. And at the end of the day, is that not what DIY decoring is all about? Just again, back and forth with those sponges, adding a bit of color here and there. I found that the antiquing wax really just gave it a really nice tarnished look. I used the black really carefully, not too much. I didn't want it to be overpowering. I found that the pearl silver color really added that little touch of shine where I needed it, whereas the trellis gray removed a bit of that shine. And then if you have an embellishment like a leaf like I did, then you're going to want to make sure that you tarnish that as well using the same painting technique you did on the pumpkin. And then you're going to want to do the same thing to the stem as well. Now I would recommend that you actually spray paint the stem. I didn't, I forgot that step. You can always go in with the paint as well. Then just put both the stem and the leaf back onto the top of the pumpkin, and there you have the finished look. Okay, I know the stone ones are my favorite, but I thought I was gonna like the copper one more than the tarnished silver, and honestly, I think I prefer this look. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna make a plaster pumpkin. Now I got this inspiration from one that I saw on Pottery Barn, and all you're going to need to do is make some baking soda paint. So you're going to want to take some baking soda and a little bit of white acrylic paint and mix that up in a cup. Now if at any point you find that you maybe put too much of one or the other, that's fine. Just add a little bit more of the other component and mix that together until you end up with a look that resembles kind of thick plaster. And just grab a cheap foam brush. You can often get these at the dollar store for like $1.25 for a package of them, and they have so many uses. And you're just going to want to grab some of that plaster baking soda paint, plaster baking soda paint on your foam brush and apply it to the outside of the pumpkin. Now, this is going to be a messy DIY. I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna splatter, so cover your surfaces. Your hands are gonna get messy, but hey, this is not your food, so have fun with it and play with your art. Then, once you have the plaster on the pumpkin, go in with a dry, nice big wide brush and just smooth everything out. And recreate some more baking soda paint using baking soda and trellis gray paint and apply that to the outside of the slightly dried pumpkin. You're going to want to let that pumpkin dry completely overnight, so to keep your baking soda faux plaster paint fresh, just put on a little bit of saran wrap and an elastic over top of the cup, and tomorrow you'll see that it keeps it nice and soft and pliable and ready to paint. If, like me, you found that the baking soda paint dried just a little bit too texturally for your liking, no big deal. Just grab a damp face cloth and give the outside of the whole pumpkin a gentle wipe down. You're going to want to focus this white plaster paint, the last coat, to the outside of the pumpkin, covering parts of the gray but allowing bits of that gray to pop through. You're especially going to want to let that gray show in the little indents between the segments of the pumpkin, so it'll really give it that depth and texture that you're looking for. The finishing touch, once again, just smooth everything out with that nice big wide thick dry paintbrush. And there you have the last pumpkin DIY.
Well, that's it for today's fall DIYs. If you enjoyed those and you want to see more content like this, make sure that you subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you hit the notification bell, it'll let you know the next time I upload. And I'll see you next time.